Good morning, my name is Zubaida Khanam. Today I'll be presenting a reflection based on the Enjoying the Vegetable Garden video from the Early Childhood Resource Hub, highlighting how intentional and play based learning supports children's development through the EYLF planning cycle. Let's begin by considering what truly supports a child's growth. Is it knowledge, care, or curiosity? In reality, it's the combination of all three, unified by thoughtful reflections. Reflection is central to our identity as educators. It influences the way we interpret children's actions, the strategies we use, and how we make decisions that shape children's learning. According to the EYLF, reflection enables us to pause, analyze, and refine our practice, transforming everyday experiences into intentional and ethical teaching moments. So, the EYLF planning cycle involves six interconnected stages: observe, assess, plan, implement, evaluate, and reflect. It's not just a checklist, it's a dynamic responsive process that deepens our understanding of children's developmental trajectories and informs our intentional decisions. As noted in the EYLF, critical reflection is a powerful tool for educators to consider the learning possibilities moving forward. Through reflection, we assess not only what children learn, but how our pedagogical choices support or hinder that learning, ensuring alignments with children's rights to belonging, being, and becoming. So, here the evaluation is where the reflection meets the action. It's a critical point in the planning cycle where we analyze learning, consider, considering effectiveness, and determine the next steps in the learning journey. The EYLF version 2 guides us to view evaluation as the bridge between what has been experienced and what comes next. It's not the end of the process, it's the launch point of the intentional evidence informed planning. This is where we use the three key forms of assessment: assessment of learning, which helps us recognize what the children have achieved; assessment for learning informs what to plan next based on the current evidence; and assessment as learning invites children to reflect on and own their learning. In practice, we ask were learning intentions met, how did children engage, and what did they discover? How can we extend or refine the experiences with children? Here, the collaboration plays a vital role. Sharing reflections with colleagues and families ensures continuity between the home and service. This approach directly aligns with the Quality Area 1 educational program and practice to Quality Area 7, the governance and leadership, under the national quality standard, promoting shared responsibility and ongoing improvement. Here is the here we can see the connecting with practice video, enjoying the vegetable children enjoying the vegetable garden. The video beautifully illustrates how the authentic play invites powerful learning. A family daycare educator and three children aged 3 to 5 explore a vegetable garden, where a vibrant space of discovery, texture, and conversations keep going. The educator's gentle prompts in this video, as we can see, like she keeps asking, "Do you think this is a big enough carrot? Is this carrot big enough? Or is this veggie grown big enough? Is it ready to cut?" Like this kind of encouragement, observation, comparison, and reasoning. As children examine carrots and peas, they practice scientific thinking and develop vocabulary like big, tiny, and hard. Through eye contact, shared laughter, and warm tone, the educator nurtures trust and emotional safety. This aligns with the EYLF practice saying secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationships with children. The children's learning is self-directed and guided by the educator's presence, a balance that epitomizes play-based pedagogy. When a child is struggling to pull a carrot from the garden bed in the video, the educator gently models like how to move and pull, offering just enough support to enable child's success. The interaction is practical illustration of Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, where the scaffolding bridges the gap between what a child can do and independently and what they can achieve with guidance. These micro-interactions develop persistence, motor coordination, and emotional resilience. The educator's thoughtful and gentle presence not only supports success but also respects and honors the child's agency. This aligns closely with EYLF Outcome 4, which focuses on confident active learning. This movement shows how scaffolding is not only an instructional technique, it is also a relational practice that empowers children to take ownership of their learning journey. The educator extended the learning beyond the act of harvesting by engaging in a thoughtful conversation. She asked like they need water. These plants need some water because it was very hot yesterday. This simple statement transformed a routine task into deeper exploration of cause and effect reasoning, which is foundational to early scientific inquiry. The children responded by mirroring the educator's actions, developing a sense of empathy and responsibility for the living things. They started pouring the plants as by copying the educators. Children just copy the adults. So we need to be very mindful when we do something along with the children or when we are using our words in front of the children. Here, counting broccoli plants and comparing their sizes introduced core mathematical concepts such as measurement, classification, and quantity, all integrated naturally through play. These interactions support STEM learning and connect meaningfully with EYLF Outcome 2.4, which is Environmental Responsibility, and Outcome 4.2, which is Problem Solving and Inquiry. Through such experiences, children don't just learn about the world, but they learn with the world, understanding their vital role as young caretakers of the nature. The powerful learning moment occurred when an educator noticed a cricket on a spinach leaf. The educator responded with a calm and intentional tone. She just asked, "Look what I have found. Be very quiet." This approach transformed the spontaneous curiosity into meaningful inquiry. This was an example of sustained shared thinking in action, where the educator and children co-constructed their knowledge through dialogue and close observation. The children's initial excitement developed into a sense of empathy. They observed carefully, spoke gently, and suggested moving the cricket to safety. This experience is directly linked to real-life outcomes 2 and 3, which focuses on children's sense of connectedness, well-being, and care for environment. Here, emotional learning and scientific exploration were beautifully interwoven, demonstrating that curiosity and compassion flourish side by side. As we can reflect on the vegetable garden experience, which highlights rich developmental growth across cognitive, physical, social, emotional, and language domains, the learning intentions were met through authentic inquiry based play that nurtured curiosity, cooperation, and responsibility. The educator's scaffolding was consistent with Vygotsky's theory, guiding the children within the zone proximal development while preserving their independence. Real tools and natural materials offered sensory-rich opportunities, promoting both individual learning and collaborative discovery. Here, the children's reflections, such as "Our carrots grew because we watered them," demonstrated metacognition and ownership of learning. This learning became visible through observation, rich dialogue, and documentation. Applying the EYLF planning cycle, observe and assess, recognizing curiosity and collaboration, plan and implement, providing tools and meaningful provocations, evaluate, analyzing the children's voices and evidence of learning, reflect and extend, share, which is like sharing outcomes with families and planning future opportunities. This cycle aligns with Quality Area 1 program and practice, Quality Area 3 physical environment, and Quality Area 6 the collaborative partnerships, embedding a culture of reflection and continuous improvement. Extension ideas, as we can see, plays a vital role in sustaining inquiry and deepening children's understanding through intentional play-based learning experiences. For example, we can also create mini habitats promoting design thinking and nurtures care for the environment, or maybe using the magnifiers for exploration, encouraging close observation and sport scientific inquiry, or maybe engaging in pretend play, building empathy, imagination, and communication skills. Or introducing composting projects allows children to experience sustainability as part of their daily life. Each of these experiences align with and extends across EYLF outcomes 1 to 5, particularly enhancing children's sense of identity, connection and well-being, and communication. Through intentional planning and playful engagement, spontaneous moments of curiosity are transformed into sustained, reflective inquiry, shaping learning as a dynamic and evolving journey. Professional reflections must always be grounded in both ethics and theory. The Early Childhood Education Code of Ethics reminds educators to honor children's rights, celebrating diversity, and evaluate children's voices. These principles are reinforced by the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Children. Theories guides and inform our everyday practice. The Vygotsky highlighted the importance of learning through social interaction and scaffolding, whereas Piaget focused on cognitive construction of knowledge through active exploration. And coming to Malaguzzi, founder of the Reggio Emilia approach, viewed the environment as a third teacher and championed collaboration, creativity, and self-expression. Through these critical reflections, educators examine not just the outcomes but the ethical lens through which they work, ensuring inclusivity, equity, and responsiveness. Team-based reflection in lines with Quality Area 7 helps to build shared pedagogical vision and foster professional learning. The vegetable garden experience reminds us that most meaningful learning happens when we slow down and view the world through the eyes of the children. A simple act of pulling a carrot becomes a journey of persistence, empathy, and joyful discovery, whereas the intentional teaching grounded in deep reflection turns everyday moments into extraordinary learning opportunities. The early years learning framework version positions play as a form of inquiry and places reflection at the center of educators' role. As educators, we are gardeners of growth, not only for children but also for ourselves. When we listen, scaffold, and co learn, we don't just teach, we evolve. Each seed we plant, whether curiosity, kindness, or courage, nurtures the next generation of confident, lifelong learners. Thank you all for your time and attention. I truly appreciate your commitment to reflective practice and the shared journey of supporting children's learning and growth.